All right, everyone. Hello, hello. God, how long has it been since I streamed? Feels like it's been months. Um, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I got a little user access control setting with my OBS. So if I want to start stream or close stream, you always get that loud audio ping that lets me know. So I'm not streaming by accident, and I'm not ending stream by accident. And that was an end stream by accident move, mind you. So I hope everyone's doing well. Missed you guys. I just needed to take a couple of weekends to myself. I guess you could call it mental health breaks. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's not like anything happened between last time I streamed and now. In fact, things are going pretty good, but just sometimes you don't feel up to the challenge. I like to bring my A game, so to speak, when I'm streaming, so I can be entertaining and interact with you guys. But enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get started. So been streaming Mass Effect. That's been kind of like the theme. I do want to finish streaming Mass Effect, but Mass Effect's a huge RPG. It's gonna take a long time unless I plan on doing longer stream schedules. Um, but I kind of felt like doing more of a variety thing today, so I hope you guys are cool with that. Um, so yeah, so let's go ahead and get this. There we go. Wait, hold up. This is the wrong monitor. Hold on, I gotta fix this real quick. So when I was getting my PC set up, putting in the new GPU, the monitors got switched around. Um, yeah, the monitors got switched around. I guess it's not a big deal if you guys see this. Um, let's see. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll just create a new scene. I'm going to duplicate it. And you can see just a little bit of my setup. So yeah, I got switched around. So even though I've tried to correct it as much as possible, it just would not work. Like, it just wouldn't work at all. So yeah, it was pretty annoying. So my secondary monitor is my primary monitor as far as Windows is concerned, and I can't change it. And I've tried; it just will not accept the changes. I've even tried putting the monitors in reverse order, so I put my primary monitor in first, let the game recognize or let the computer recognize that, and then switch over and add the secondary monitor, and it will still revert to the secondary monitor. So, yeah, it's annoying. Like when you start new games, because it'll always pop up on the smaller secondary monitor. But it's just a little hassle. No big deal. All right, so using soundtracks by Twitch, pretty great. I like it. Um, People used to say that it was trash. I don't hear people complaining about it as much anymore, so that's a good thing. So we're in Vietnam right now, and we are on the third race on the calendar, and I'm trying to fight back to first place because my first race was really bad. I finished 21st, and it's because I cut the difficulty up too high. I was literally behind the slowest cars on the grid. Even though my technology is up there with Mercedes, and I should not be going flat out and stuck behind any of the cars on the grid, but especially um, like a Haas or a Williams, it just should not happen. So I put the difficulty on medium, like 50, 51, and that's what I'm playing on. So Hope that's cool for you. If that's not, there's always other streams. I mean, people who stream this game usually play multiplayer anyway. They don't play single player. Because it is more entertaining that way. I will admit, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I got Mr. Russell right across the table from me on my team. He wasn't cheap, but worth every penny. So I've won the drivers championship in past campaigns. So there's no way that you can move up the tech tree in one campaign, unless you do long campaigns. But even then, like, because your car's not fast enough, so you're not going to be able to get the good money. But yeah. So basically, we're at the point now where we can afford better drivers. I got the drivers championship, and now I'm going for the constructors championship, which is honestly the hardest one to get, because you have to do well as a team. It's not about one driver, and Mercedes is tough to beat in that regard because both Hamilton and Bottas are like top drivers. So beating Mercedes is going to be tough, but that's what it's supposed to be. Alright, so there's my team, Golf Squad Racing. And this is our design for the new season. So like I've done 2 seasons in the past, and each season got longer. And now we're doing a full season, but we're not doing a full race. So everything about qualifying is normal, as far as the 2020 season's concerned, but I still have like abbreviated races because I am not going to put myself through a 70 lap race. Those races would just take too long to finish, honestly. But you do get to see like more of like the racecraft and things like that. So there are benefits to doing it. There are benefits to doing it. So what we're doing now is the qualifying, and it's basically a single elimination. Like either you're fast enough or you're not. And so if I remember correctly, it's like 18 minutes, and then the 15 fastest drivers after the 18-minute mark moves on to round 2, and then that goes for 20 minutes, and then the top 10 will battle it out. Alright, that wasn't a good turn. That wasn't a good turn. I lost a lot of speed on that. So yeah, I drive with the racing line because I'm not insane. The amount of hours that you'd have to spend learning a track so you can drive it optimally is ridiculous. That's why I'm playing a video game and not actually in Formula One. But you know, this helps you appreciate just the work that goes into learning these courses and what the drivers and the teams put in. If you guys have Netflix, I'd highly recommend Drive to Survive. It's a really well done documentary. Though I will say I had some issues with season 2, particularly towards the end. I think they had to cover Grosjean's crash, but Williams, you know, trading hands and being owned by someone that isn't a member of the Williams family for the first time since the team was created was also big. And I felt that was editorial malpractice on Netflix's part to not even so much as make a mention of that. You know what I mean? Like, to not even give Claire Williams like 5 minutes of camera time to like explain what happened.
That was the fastest lap.
Nice, nice, we did it. That wasn't an easy lap though. Like the Vietnam course is really high tech. It's really high tech. It's just the way that the turns are, and there really isn't much opportunity for you to screw up. Like some courses, you have plenty of runoff, but in Vietnam, there isn't really much runoff. Like if you miss a turn, you're going into the barrier. There's not much to work with. Like Canada's course is like that too, but Canada's course has like one particular section that's like that. Vietnam, every section is like that. Same thing with Monaco. Like those types of courses, I struggle with. I'm sure a lot of other drivers would agree that these kinds of courses are more difficult. Like, I almost hit the barrier, you know what I mean? It's like, you want to be right on the apex to maximize your time, but if you overcorrect, then you're just gonna ram into the barrier. And then little bits and pieces of your car will fall off, and then you're gonna lose aerodynamics, and you're just gonna hate your life. It's like that right there. I almost hit the barrier, and I chickened out. So I went 7/10 slower than on my previous lap, and I probably lost that time literally just in the last turn, and that's what makes it so dangerous. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take it easy on this lap and just pit. Just pit and try to get some semblance of... Linted, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for the subscription. How's your Saturday been going? You still in Vegas, or have you come back? And can you hear me just fine? I want to make sure that the engine isn't too loud. Why did they put the frame in the center of the windshield? Okay, so that's an excellent question. And when I first saw it, I'm like, what is this? Like, this is the worst possible place to put the frame. But as far as aerodynamics are concerned, the rate of speed these cars go and the amount of downforce that you want to generate, it makes sense to put it right in the center. But like, I find myself when I'm driving, kind of just tweaking my line just a bit so I can actually see, because it's literally right in front. But that splitter prevents the air from just hitting you in the face, because these things go so fast, like so fast, the acceleration so insane that your neck would be tired probably 2 laps into a race, you know, and you've got a race for like 70 laps. You're not gonna see that on stream though, but yes, I'm doing abbreviated races where I'm racing like 50% the distance instead of 100%, but yeah, it makes sense from that perspective. Volume is good, just got back from Vegas on Monday. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So that is awesome. That is awesome. So like, spill the beans. Like, I want to know more about, want to know more about the convention, your Vegas experience. XLUT, because I thought XLUT was only in Japan, unless XLUT was always an American company. But the first time I was familiar with it was in Japan, so I'm like, okay, I gotta go to Japan to go to XLUT. Looks good. So at this point, we're in Parc Ferme.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:40.0.
So we can't make any changes to the car. Like what we have is what we have. I added a little bit of downforce to like help me corner better, and as you can see, it's got me to the front of the pack, but I'm like behind my teammate. I'm behind Ricardo and Hamilton. I don't know if that's gonna change. I hope it doesn't change, but I should try to like do a faster lap.
In the speed trap, 213.5 miles per hour.
Verstappen just did a 139.8. They have a restaurant in the Cosmo. Ooh, nice. Okay. So the Cosmo's where it's at. The Cosmo's where it's at. It's like I have to go. I have to go. I want to visit Vegas, and now that I know XLET's there, I have to go. I have to go to XLET. Like the restaurant name alone is worth the price of admission. And then on top of that, you have all the other great food that's in Vegas, you know, and the gambling. And Vegas got hit the hardest by COVID for sure. So yeah, definitely put that on my itinerary. I should try to get some vacation time for the end of the year. See if my budget will allow me to go. Because, you know, you want to do a little bit of everything. You know, a little gambling, a little eating. The Cosmopolitan is the nicest casino in my honest opinion. Oh, really? Yeah, and that's the neat thing about Vegas. Like, a lot of those casinos, they all have their own little style, right? Like, some of them are, like, old school Art Deco, you know, 1940s-esque, and some of them are more modern, some of them are more themed. So, yeah, like, the Cosmo gets limited stamp of approval. So I'm gonna have to check it out. I mean, I'm gonna check it out anyway because like I'm going to XLET and XLET's in the Cosmo, so I will be in the Cosmo. There's no doubt about that. You should save up and go during DEF CON next year. True. Yeah, exactly. Because you're going to be going to next year's DEF CON, right? Yeah, that could be something that I just planned for. Just go to DEF CON. Yeah, because I've always wanted to go to DEF CON, so it would be like the perfect thing. Like, I've always wanted to go to Vegas. I've always wanted to go to DEF CON. I always wanted to go to XLET. It's everything. Half my bucket list, Linted. Half my bucket list is literally in that one event. So, so yeah, you're right. I should save up for DEF CON next year. That's what I'll do. So, I'll just probably do like a staycation or something. You know, because I don't want to lose my hours. And then just wait. Save my pennies. Alright, I'm in 5th now. Which, again, isn't surprising. Like, the way that I've been driving hasn't been optimal. I know that. You just know. But there's really not much I can do as far as my setup is concerned. Like, do I need more downforce? Do I need... I mean, really the issue is downforce. I'm satisfied with every other area of the vehicle. You know, DRS is good, and we're getting plenty of power from the engine. But it's just a matter of putting it on the freaking apex, man. Like, putting it on the line, which I've been struggling with. Really this entire event. And things can change during the race, but the last thing you want is to be stuck in traffic. And on courses like this, it's very easy to get stuck in traffic. Like, Monaco was a nightmare for me because I was slow and there's like nowhere you can overtake. Like, the only way you can overtake is literally by undercutting people, like pitting before they do. That's the only way. Alright, what was that? What was that? Oh no. I was like, That was slower. That was slower than a 140. I'm not gonna get eliminated, so that's good news. But or so far, Bottas could still put me down in 7th. I think if I can stick in the top 10, I'll be fine. Just that pole position really helps in these types of courses. Like, pole is big. It's a big deal. Alright, so we're gonna go... Actually, no, hold on. We're gonna go lean. And I think that's actually why I've been putting up slower lap times. I've been driving on lean this entire time. I forgot they don't change the fuel settings automatically. You have to do that yourself. They'll do it prior to a race, but if you change it during the race, then, you know, they won't touch it. So that actually is probably good news, right? That we're doing these laps on a lower fuel setting to kind of like get it, and then we're just gonna go balls to the wall. Oh no, qualifying's over. Oh no. All right, that's it. That's it. So I'm placing. Well, actually no. There's like 3 rounds, I think. I know that was the case with the last race that we did, but you do get an opportunity to finish. Like if you're on the course when qualifying ends, but I don't think that time is confirmed. I don't think. I don't think you get the stuff. I think they invalidate your lap regardless, and it's like, ugh, gross. All right, doing temperature checks and stuff. And tire warmers. And tire warmers are going away in the 2022 season, so it's actually going to be interesting to see how the teams compensate for that. Because heat is your friend. In most places, it's not your friend, but heat is your friend. As far as tires are concerned, because they get grippier and stickier, and that's what you want. Alright, so Russell did 4th, I did 5th. Okay, yeah, we did pretty good. We did pretty good. And both of us came ahead of Bottas, which bodes well for the Constructors' Championship. And that's what we're going for. We're going for Constructors. Alright, qualifying round 2. The track is now smaller. And I need to see just how many people got cut out. Should be like the bottom 5. So it should be, yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Alright, so 16 cars on the track. There were 21, and now the next round's gonna eliminate, I think, 6 people, and then it'll just be the top 10. So yeah, let's go do a good lap, flying lap, and at least try to. Our goal is midfield. That's the goal. We wanna do that. We wanna make sure. Alright, fuel setting is right. Alright. Oh no! Alright. Bit of understeer there, but you know, I didn't go into the barrier. Like, I have rewinds that I can use, but it's annoying and it breaks the flow of the race, so I just try to drive correctly, or as close to correct as possible. But yeah, we're going max full fuel, and you will never go fuel setting 4 during a race, because you will run out of gas. They don't allow you to refuel your car anymore. because there were like fires and stuff in the past. So the FIA said, nope, you can't do it. You gotta run with whatever fuel you fill your car up with at the beginning of a race. And now we're going through the DRS zone, doing 2:13 right now. That's quick. That's really quick. I've got a Mercedes power unit in my car, so I started with the Honda, and then we were able to afford a Mercedes, and just been running with the Mercedes. The Ferrari power unit is marginally more expensive, but the stats are roughly the same. So technically it's supposed to be the best power unit, but I mean, Mercedes has like been dominating, so it's like, why? Yeah, all right, that's what I'm talking about.
Only got 2 laps of fuel left.
137, let's go. All right, that's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. No refueling, go nuclear then. True, exactly. Just go ahead and put a nuclear reactor in this bad boy. Yeah, the FIA, they have a lot of weird regulations. Like, for example, the tires, they have to disintegrate like 1 millimeter per lap or something like that. So the softs are designed to go bad in like 10 laps. Because the FIA said so, they have to go bad by 10 laps. So Pirelli actually had to make these worse. Like, they can make better tires, better soft tires that last longer, but for Formula 1, the FIA is like, nope, they can't last much past 10 laps. And so that's why you have your medium compound tires and your hard compound tires, your wets and your intermediates. So those are your 5 grades of tires. You're not going to see wets or intermediates unless it's raining or post-rain. But for your blistering fast laps, you're always going to run soft compounds. For races, you're going to run mediums and hards. You'll start with softs, and then you'll go with mediums and hards. The whole point of that strategy is for the faster cars to build as much of a gap as possible. And I actually missed my turn. I didn't mean to. I don't want to do a second lap. Because the thing is, you know, I'm playing on simulation mode, so like, the more I drive my car, the more wear and tear I put on it, right? So if I have a really competitive lap time, there's literally no point for me to continue to try to beat that when other people have to try to beat the time I put up. Like, I'm putting wear and tear on my car, on my tires, for no apparent reason. So that's the strat. If you put up a good time, then just sit. And I'm sure there's people that's going to disagree with me and it's like, no, you should just stay on the track and go as long as you can. But what I would say to those people is, I'm not a real F1 driver, okay? I have a racing line assist, okay? And flashbacks. But if this were real life, then yeah, you should keep driving so you can really get the intricacies of the track down. You know, get it down to muscle memory. Because, you know, the track comes at you at 200 plus miles an hour, and one mistake and you're in the wall. You're in the wall and the race is over. And you can cause a huge pileup that way. And that's actually what happened in Hungary in the last race of the 2020. Bottas locked up. And
fastest lap is a 1:37.9.
Yeah, 1:37.9. That's me. So I'm ahead of Hamilton by 2 seconds. I don't think anyone's going to beat this. I will be so surprised if someone beats this time. So I'm going to fast forward it, and we're just going to see. All right. We did it. So we're going to go to round 3 now. My teammate just barely made it. He didn't have such a... I mean, he posted a 140. He did 140 last time. But everyone else is just getting faster, you know. Have you done your raids on DC today? I actually started doing them. Like I have my phone open right now. Um, and I don't know if I started any. I guess I could start one right now. Hold on. I don't want to do the raid story right now because I actually want to pay attention to the story. But I did a few last night, Linton. I did a few last night. And just racking up those raid coins. Because everything's so expensive, you know, if you miss a beat, like miss a day, then you're scrambling trying to like grind up enough coins to afford everything in the shop. But if you stay on top of it, then, you know, it's all good. You don't have anything to worry about. Um, so yeah, raid shop. We can just summon the raid boss right now. So if you go into the game, you will see I have summoned the raid boss. The story is good. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good. And honestly, the raid stories have been pretty solid. Ever since the Phantom Thief one, like they've all been really good. The Seth one was alright. Like I wasn't familiar enough with the characters to like really care. You know what I mean? So it didn't hit the same. But the newer ones with like completely new characters, those are just really well done. With my favorite one being the most recent one that they did, with you know, Juno and Iwaz and all of them. Argos, the love potion story. Like it was really well written. You know, it played out like a harem, and yeah, they just did it. All right, green light. So we just got to do another 137. If we do that, then we're sitting at pole. I don't see anyone beating it. I just don't. So I need to focus and just really get this car on the apex. All right, and we are starting. Okay, I got a car in front of me. I don't like that. As for qualifying, you really don't want traffic. You really don't. Because you have to slow down. Even if you try to like overtake someone, it slows you down. You're never gonna go as fast as if you're just on the track by yourself. Ooh, that was good. That was good. Alright, Pierre Gasly just did a 140. DRS zone, let's go. 212 miles an hour. Alright, braking right on the edge. Carlos Sainz did a 139. Okay. That's fast. Come on, come on, come on. Stay on it. Stay on the apex. Ricardo just did a 139. Bottas just did a 139. Give me my 137. That's what I need. I need a 137. Please, Daddy. Yes! 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 Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Okay. You guys can't see me now. You guys can't see me now, but like my palms are so clammy. And they normally don't get this way, but I just really wanted that 137. I did. So I can pretty much tell you that the odds of me winning this race is really, really high. I mean, my car could break down, someone could run into me, run me off the track, etc.
2 laps of fuel left.
I could cut someone off and get run off the track. You know, there's a couple of things that can happen that can go wrong, but it's rare. It's rare. I'm pretty confident. So all I need to do now is just pull for my teammate, Russell, and hope that he puts a pretty competitive time up as well. Because his racecraft is pretty good. Just getting ahead of Mercedes, like that's it. You know, staying ahead of them. I'm not really worried about Red Bull. I'm not really worried about McLaren. I'm not really worried about AlphaTauri or Racing Point. Like Mercedes, they're the ones to beat. And going for constructors, it's just... Oh, nice. You got the good raid, Linton. Yeah, I just joined it. Oh man, my chest is so sore. First some push-ups yesterday, just some regular ones. Tried to do 3 sets of 15, and I couldn't make it to 15 on the 3rd set. My chest was just gone. But this is like my first time working out since I injured myself 2.5 weeks ago. So yeah, trying to get back into it. All right, there's Russell. Yeah, we got 4 minutes and 50 seconds. No one's beating this time. I would be shocked if someone beat this time. Russell's got 5th, so we're looking really, really good for the race. Like, holy shit, we're looking good. Oof, I haven't worked on it forever. I'm getting fat, lol. Hey man, it's all good. It's all good. You know, you're working out your brain. You know, and that's the tough thing about working in your particular industry.
We're all ready for
Like,
tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a
you're
quick
just
look
stuck at the
who's
desk, you
fronting
know?
the grid. The Professor, Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Yeah, honestly, my recommendation to you is to do like body weight exercises. Like, just take a 5-minute break while you're programming and just do some push-ups, squats, and pull-ups if you have like a bar. But if you don't have a bar for pull-ups, then do like reverse planks and just try to like get your lats engaged, and just do those 3 exercises until you either A, have the time, or B, feel confident enough to go to the gym and do more complicated stuff, or invest in a home gym, right? And you can just bring the gym home. But yeah, like the health benefits to working out is undeniable. So like I force myself to do it. I hate working out. Like I will be the first to admit that. And if you look at me, you can tell because I have a dad bod. But you know, staying on top of that stuff and getting that nice little endorphin boost is worth it. Like that's what it's about. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then we're gonna get ready for the race. I'm excited. We got pole. Russell's in 5th. And we just got to keep it tight. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton is leading the championship right now. We got a lot more races ahead of us. So, you know, that's all right. But that's what I'm looking at. We're 18 points away from Mercedes in the constructors. And I want the constructors. That's what we're doing this for. So I will be right back. All right, I think that was actually perfect timing. I didn't try to time that, but it just happened. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Are you feeling confident that you can take your qualifying pace into the race?
I have no doubt our strategy going into the race will put us on the podium.
It's got to be a relief to qualify that far up the grid.
Gives us a great opportunity to show off our engine's power.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So the thing with the press conferences is that they're important because they impact your team's morale, and also your acclaim. Now I have max acclaim, so again, like, it really doesn't matter. But your answers are important, but they're not difficult. You know, you kind of have to try to not get the bonuses from them because it's like stuff that you should say, basically. Unless you're like a shit talker. But my driver, my avatar is not a shit talker. Okay, he's a winner. That's what we do. We win. We don't shit talk. So yeah. Got that nice, fat, juicy raid.
We can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Alright, check my email. Jeff, pre-race. Have a good race out there today. I'm sure you'll do just fine. Whatever happens, remember that there's only one thing that in this world that truly matters. Proving that my side of the garage is, in fact, the best side of the garage by finishing miles ahead of George. Beat him by a minute or more, and there's a cookie in it for you. Yeah, so another thing about Formula One. Your teammate is your teammate, but not really your teammate, right? So each driver is in it for themselves, right? You don't get a bonus for your teammate finishing ahead of you or even near you. You are in direct competition with your teammate, but the Constructors' Championship looks at where you and your teammate finishes, and that's why teammate dynamics are super important. You do not want to drive in a way that sabotages your teammate because that kills your chances for the Constructors' Championship, which really isn't as important for you as it is for the team. But if you help the team get Constructors, then yeah, you look really good. So it matters all the same. But everyone wants to be the world champion. Like, that's why you're doing it. The Constructors' Championship doesn't really matter too much to drivers or to the fans, you know.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi Circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. The Professor lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, George Russell, and Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly, Albon, and Sebastian Vettel, Norris, Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, and Kvyat, Perez, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, and Nicholas Latifi, De Vries, Matsushita, Giovinazzi, and Tatiana Calderon. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Calderon was my old teammate.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
And I mean, she was solid, for where we were starting, but I had to cut her because she just wasn't improving fast enough. Like, for me to go at the constructors championship, like, she was still finishing in the back of the pack, even though she was driving her car that was capable of so much more. Like, if the car sucked, I wouldn't bother her, but the car did not suck. We put a lot of time and money into developing it, and she was still finishing like towards the back of the pack. So I had to trade her, and she's with Haas, and you know she's not a scrub, but she's with a team that is more her pace, her speed. And George Russell, who was with Williams, which is at the back of the pack, is doing amazing right now on my team. So yeah, matters. It matters. Okay, let's take a look at race strategy. So here's our optimized fuel. I'm gonna add how many laps? It's a 28 lap race. I want 30. Give me 30.5 laps of fuel. And the reason why I want to add a little more fuel, even though it's gonna make my car a little heavier, the reason why I want to do that is because I want to be able to run engine mode 3 if I need to really like create that nice gap. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this strategy here. So it's a 3-stop strategy, or 2-stop strategy. Soft, medium, soft. And then we're going to finish on soft. I think I can build if I can do like 137 pace, I should be able to build enough gap by lap 8 to where it won't matter. And if I have to push it into lap 10, I can. And then we'll pit for mediums and just try to, again, create as much of a gap as possible. By lap 20, we should be good. And then at that point, I can just, swap out and chill. Because the thing with the hards is that I could definitely do that strat and be fine. But it's going to be a close race. And, I might get, overtaken towards the end. Like if someone's going up against me with a fresh pair of softs, I'm not going to be able to outpace them. So yeah, we're going to do that strat, and again, we can't do anything to the car itself because we're in Parc Ferme, and let's start the race. Alright, so this is formation lap. This lap is really...
To stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tires and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Yeah, so that's why we do formation laps. Formation laps are to get the cars warmed up. So, like how, before you start working out, you have to stretch, you have to warm up. Well, Formula One cars work the same way. You have to warm them up to like really get the performance out of them. You want those tires nice and hot and sticky. You want those brakes nice and hot and grippy. Like, you want that.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
So yeah, I'm just sitting pretty at 150 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Just chilling. But yeah, want to brake as hard as we can, turn as hard as we can. Just really get those engine temps up. Not the engine temps, the tire temps. Engine temp, you want to be as cool as possible. You do not want the engine to get quote unquote hot. Even though the power unit's going to run hot anyway. There's a threshold. You don't want it to overheat, basically. And the power units get really, really hot. So, basically, you want to go as fast as possible so you can keep the engine as cool as possible. It feeds into each other. Like the strategy and what you have to do.
rest of the grid is forming up, be patient and watch for the lights.
Yeah, you really do need like the virtual lights because you can't see with this wing in front of you. You just can't. And if you're weak on the start, that's just bad. And we're off. Gonna go fuel mode 3, hit my overtake button, just get as much power as I can off the line. So I can keep everyone behind me going into turn 1, because a lot of bad shit can happen going into turn 1, especially if you're stuck in traffic. But I'm gonna keep this panel open, and that way I can manage my fuel, because I do not want to drop below the green. But like look, Hamilton is like literally right on my ass, and I'm going flat out. And he might go for an overtake actually. And this is what I was afraid of, and that's why I just went balls to the wall.
All right, we're looking good so far.
But he must have like upgraded his car, got like a new power unit in it or something, because he is flying. He's going a lot faster now than he did in qualifying. But that's Hamilton though. That's what he does. You can never bet against him until the race is over. So I'm feeling the stress of having a 7-time world champion behind me. In this season, he was a 6-time world champion. He actually won this time as well in the 2021 season. Or the 2020 season, I'm sorry. Alright, so I'm gonna go off of fuel setting 3. I'm not building as much of a gap as quickly as I wanted to. And Hamilton can actually just wait me out. So I gotta drive smarter. Alright, he's going for an overtake. But he can't pass me just yet. He had to back off. But I can use my overtake button. That's not going to impact my fuel. Because these cars are hybrids. So you have a 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, gas powered, and then you have a like 150 horsepower electric engine. And so when you hit that overtake button, you're basically kicking it into full hybrid mode, and you're running at max power. And Mercedes just out-engineered everyone in the hybrid, hybrid engine era. So yeah. A lot of Hamilton haters will say, oh, Hamilton's not good, it's the car, but, they're just coping. You don't win 7 world champions just because the car is good. Like, you have to be good also.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Alright, so I'm also doing better because the tires are warming up, the brakes are warming up. What I don't like is that I don't see Russell anywhere in the top 5, but the race is still young, so none of this really means anything. We will know how the race pans out once pit stops come in and things happen. Because, again, cars break down, people can crash, none of this means anything. It's too early to predict, what's going to happen in a race. So I just have to focus on my race, make sure that I'm doing the best I can, and we'll deal with everything else later. So DRS can only be used within 1 second of a person in front of you. So I just need to stay more than a second ahead of Hamilton, and he's not going to be able to use DRS to catch up to me. Now, I can't use DRS because I'm in first place, so that's kind of like the catch-up mode. Like, if you played old-school racing games, they all have, like, this catch-up mode where they make the AI go faster, or they make you go faster if you fall behind a certain place.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
I'm trying, but the engine's got to cool off. So like when the bars grayed out like that, you can't use overtake. You gotta wait for it to cool off.
We're leading our teammate by 6.6 seconds.
Alright, so if he's 6 seconds behind me, that means he's probably like back in 10. So he got overtaken, is what happened. But everyone's pretty quick, I will admit. Everyone's pretty quick. And our tire tech could improve, I think. Trying not to use my overtake button in the turns because what's the point? I'm heating it up for no reason. Now these cars also come equipped with regenerative braking, so as I brake, I'm feeding energy back into the battery. So, you know, these cars are like really impressive, just how they're designed. Pinnacle of automotive technology. Alright, so we're going... Alright, this is looking pretty good. Alright, bit of understeer there. Let the engine cool off. Alright, tire wear is at 36%, 38%. So the front right one is the most worn, but there's a lot of left turns on this track, so makes sense.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Yeah, that's Bottas. Alright, we gotta step it up. Can't sleep on Bottas. Hamilton's fallen to 5th, though. I don't know if something happened to his car or what. Because he was about to overtake me.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Let's go. Let's go. Left my overtake button on. Didn't mean to do that. Right, brake. Botas is right behind me. We're gonna go engine mode 3. Just try to get these bad boy. But the tires are waning. I can see that because I normally can hit like 212 and I'm not doing that. But we are on the 7th lap and the tires are usually good till 10 laps, so we're definitely gonna have to pit next lap for sure. But we don't want to get undercut, so I don't want to play around with it. Because softs are your overtake tires. Alright, go back to standard.
We're gonna box this lap. Push hard on the in-lap.
Yeah, 50% consumed. And again, it's not safe. It's not safe to push these tires.
Behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Alright, that's good. That means my little strategy worked. We just gotta keep it tight. I'm probably gonna come out into traffic, but that's fine. Because everyone's on softs. Literally everyone behind me is on softs. There's no way that they can sustain the lead on those tires. Like, I will be able to overtake them on mediums. Alright, here we go. Pit. Brake hard, brake hard, brake hard. Alright. Let's check our fuel settings. We're going to stick with standard. We're going to get a fresh set of tires. And then I'll just keep my temps up. Engine status is all good. The gearbox and the ES are like the two most important things. So yeah, everyone's pitting. As you can see, all the teams are coming out. Their drivers are coming in the pit. So we picked the right time. We picked the right time. Alright. Got a fresh set of kicks. And we can go ahead and scuff these bad boys.
The white line on the exit will receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Alright. So a little patience, a little patience. And then we're gonna wait these guys out. Because they're on soft tires. So we're just gonna wait them out. We're gonna pressure them though. You know, we do want to be ready to pounce on any opportunity that appears, but these guys are gonna have to pit. There's no way. Gonna drop that so I can focus. Because when you're in traffic, if you hesitate, that can be an accident.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
Alright.
George is coming in for his stop.
They're all pitting, so now I need to go balls to the wall so I can beat anyone coming out of the pits. Yep, did it. Alright. So now I'm back in the lead.
Gap to teammate behind is 2.3 seconds.
And we're going to down clock the engineer. That's not an actual racing term, that's gaming, PC gaming terms creeping in again. But yeah, that worked beautifully. Just love when a strategy comes together. So Botas is behind me. He's on the mediums, and usually
There's boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tire.
you never box your team at the same time in the same lap. You never do that. So usually you will have your fastest driver box first, and then your slower driver box the lap afterwards. So that's usually how teams do their pitting. Alright, what I do need to do though is save my game mid-session. Because sometimes crashes happen. They're rare, but they do happen, and I would hate to lose all of my progress because something dumb like that happened. Alright, we put up a really strong sector 1. Just gotta keep it tight. That tweak your downforce helped a lot though. I mean, I still get understeering, but it's not as pronounced as it was before. So Verstappen is still running on the softs. That could be a risky strategy. I mean, if anyone can pull it off, it's him, but the thing is, you only have so many tires that you can use during a race. So usually you're allowed to have like one of each type or two of each type. So like the strategy that I'm running with, it's soft, medium, soft, right? So those are the two softs that were allocated to us. And then you get two mediums, and you'll get two hards. But it's tough because, you know, you have to watch the weather. You don't want to be caught unawares and you're running with softs and it's raining. Like that's the worst. Because softs work best when hot and dry because they get sticky. Water just throws all of that out of the window and you'll be sliding around. And drivers still spin out. They still spin out even with the wets and the intermediates. But the tread is designed to divert water away from the tire. That's why they have tread. So like your regular road tire that you see on your car at home, like that's an all-weather tire. That's how they're designed. But in motorsports, you run with specialized tires. You don't run with an all-weather tire. Unless you're doing rally. Rally's different. Rally, you're going to have all-weather tires for rally. There's no softs and mediums and hards for rally racing. But road racing, yes. Nice.
The fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Alright, I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well, and that's a good feeling. The car is performing beautifully, and the tires are nice and sticky, and yeah. Again, we have to pit again, so I don't want to get complacent, you know. But if we keep this up, it should be a pretty solid win. But, you know, again, if I make a mistake, Bottas is on me. Bottas and Verstappen. Verstappen, not so much. He's 7 seconds behind. Like, you can recover from a mistake in 7 seconds. You can't really recover from a mistake in 4.7. You're pretty much at that point. Even if you do recover, you're pretty much at that point in overtake territory. So I just need to make sure that I stay just out of reach.
of spare energy, use your overtake button. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Just getting faster and faster.
Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds per lap.
Yeah, he dropped a lot, and I went up a lot. I'm still not doing my 137. But it's just the nature of the beast. Like I said, you're never gonna go as fast in traffic as you are out of traffic. There's there's an entire different set of skills and approach that you have to apply. Always getting better though. Thanks for the words of encouragement, Linton. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like it just, with every lap you improve, and the human brain is a fascinating organ, as the Russians say, repetition is the mother of learning, and going around the track dozens of times, it really just helps to kind of stick. Because I'm kind of driving on semi-autopilot, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even realize that I'm not actively paying attention to the curves in a way that I once was, Now, of course, when you're trying to go for fastest lap and you're trying to get that purple, you have to pay attention because your angle of approach, when you let off the throttle, like all of that stuff matters. But in race mode, it's just a matter of managing your fuel, taking care of your tires. Qualifying has a different philosophy. So, you want to go as hard as you can, and you want to trim all the fat off of every turn you make. Whereas in a race, it's more about getting the car across the line in one piece while maintaining pace, and that's a very difficult thing to do. So there really isn't too much difference from how I normally drive, like if I'm in a qualifying situation, but I am letting off of the throttle more because, again, I don't want to kill my tires. Because the race strategy dictates that we have to make it to at least lap 20. So 3 more laps on these mediums, and then we can go back to softs. But, just coasting a lot more and letting the inertia of the car take you through a turn as opposed to relying on the throttle. 1, it helps save fuel. 2, it saves your tires. Even though I really don't need to worry about saving my tires because I'm so close to the pit window that I really don't need to worry about them.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
But you want to improve your racecraft whenever you can.
We're
So
our teammate by 26.7 seconds.
Vettel just went in for a pit, so he's going. I wouldn't really say that he's going in for an undercut.
Safety car, safety car. No overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up.
All right, so this is the worst possible situation. have to catch the safety car now. But yeah, this is the worst situation. I lost all of my lead because of the yellow flag.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Alright, what you got? What you got? Oh my, no! Okay, hold on. I gotta stop. Oh no. Russell's out. My teammate. Oh no. No. Remember what I was saying earlier about how you can't predict how a race is gonna go? This is the worst possible thing that could happen. Like, me winning this race isn't as important as me and my teammate finishing the race in like the top 5. What happened? So my teammate's out of the session. There could be a litany of things. It could have been an accident or it could have been a mechanical failure. We put a lot of time and money into reliability. Like, that's the first thing I focused on the skill tree. And I gotta say, like, it's gotta be a crash. I mean, he was in traffic. He was definitely behind. It's entirely possible that he either collided with the barrier or someone collided with him, or he collided into someone. Oh, look who showed up. What's up, Noak? How you been? It's been a little minute. Yeah, I'm just lamenting over this. And I mean, you know, we got to make the best of it. But what just happened was my teammate is out of the session. Yellow flag is down. Yellow flag usually means mechanical. If it was an accident, and they couldn't clear the accident, that isn't always the case. Sometimes you have accidents in which a yellow flag will be deployed, but it's most likely a mechanical failure, in which case he's got to now be escorted off the track. The stewards have to get him, move the car off the track, check for any debris. And if they feel that they can have it cleaned up by the time I get around, then they will keep the race in yellow flag status, and then it'll go to green flag. If it's red flag, then you have to pit. Everyone pits in red flag, and then you wait for, you know, the racer, for the stewards to clean up whatever happened. So the good news is that there was not a red flag, because that comes out of the team's budget, right? So whatever damage Russell just sustained is coming out of our budget. It's coming out of the Golf Squad racing budget. So I'm not happy about that, but, you know, stuff happens. But I don't think it's an accident. But all of my lead that I've built up is gone. It's wiped out. Whenever a safety car comes out and you're in the lead, that is the worst possible thing that can happen. Because you literally lose your gains, like all of your gains, because you have to form up. So I've been struggling to get.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Boltas behind me. Yeah, let's go. We'll change to the medium strat. Yeah, I gotta catch the safety car anyway. But yeah, yellow flag, no overtaking. I'm in first place, so it doesn't matter. Boltas can't pass me. If he does, he has to give me my place back. But yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks.
George has dropped out of the race.
Like, I would like a damage report as team owner, as team principal, but I can't, because my engineer doesn't know what happened. His engineer knows, but during a race, your engineer is the only one talking to you, and the team principal. So we got a couple of people taking advantage of the pit for the yellow flag. Because again, you can pit, you don't have to. Alright, there's a safety car, so just have to back up.
The safety car now. Do not pass it. You are the leader. Follow the safety car.
Man, this sucks. Literally all the wind out of my cells. But again, it's early in the season, you know. There's like 17 more races. We have plenty of opportunity to get it right, but we just need to figure out what happened and just guard against that. So yeah, this last race is, or these last couple laps are going to be gross. Because everyone's going to be trying to just go full power. I have enough spare fuel though, so like I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Because I'm literally going to go engine level 3, overtake button, and just gun this thing. But I've lost all the heat in my tires, so that's why we're going to pit as soon as we can, and just try to go with a fresh pair. Because the mediums, they last about 20 laps, 15-20 laps. The softs barely make it past 10. Alright, pit window's open. And the thing about safety car is, those are still laps, you know what I mean? So, regulations say that a race cannot last longer than 2 hours. Past safety car.
The safety car, you're leading, so don't pass it. Stay behind the safety car.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured, you know? I'm just following it as closely as possible. So giving everyone a chance and opportunity to form up. And so our strategy could be thrown in the blender if we don't play our cards right. Because again, I'm the only one in the points. My teammate's out, so if I fuck up, then that's going to be really bad. So I have to like put the team on my back here and just try not to screw up. Alright, we're on lap 20 now. Alright, so, this is risky. We are taking the damage out of your pay? Yeah, exactly. That's literally what happens. That is literally what happens. The damage gets taken out of their pay. So, our team has to pay for that. Now, this is a risky strategy, what I'm doing. The idea is that we can just come back faster and stronger. And if everyone else has to pit one more time, we can get back in the lead. That's what this was.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
And we're back on the softs, so... But since I lost my place, I have to stay behind Albin now. And we have 6 laps, I estimate, 6 laps to, you know, pull this rabbit out of the hat. The only issue is just getting my tires up to temperature. Because now that I have these fresh softs, I have to get them hot. That's when they work their best, when they're nice, hot, and sticky. And that's not even innuendo. That's facts. You want your tires hot and sticky. So like you see how the drivers ahead of me are like swerving to the left, to the right. The reason why they're doing that is to get heat into their tires. Acceleration can do it to some extent, but it's the turning that really heats them up. Really heats them up because you have micro friction. As the tire makes contact with the pavement or the asphalt, you have micro friction, and that creates a lot of heat.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
All right.
Field accelerates. Remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
All right. So lap 21. Okay. So 6 laps roughly. I mean, technically 7, but we're on the 7th lap now, and the safety car is going to be in. Prepare to resume racing. No overtaking. Yeah, I put a little too much juice on that. My tires are still cold. I almost rear-ended Albin. Green flag. All right, let's go.
Charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more.
All right, engine level 3, flat out.
The car behind's catching you at a rate of about 2 seconds a lap.
Yes, because my tires are cold. We're gonna try to heat these bad boys up. Overtaking is not easy on this course, but it's doable. Alright, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Yes! Yes! Okay. Wait, no! Alright, alright. Yay, physics. Heat decreases overall friction, making you faster. Yes. You gotta love physics. You gotta love physics. The warmer and stickier it gets, it just cuts down. It cuts down on that friction. But that's why I use the flashbacks, because that would have been another yellow flag, potentially red flag. He's right on me though. I cannot go. I cannot go to the right. Yeah, I'm actually gonna let Norris have that.
Slot in behind and try to keep up with him. There might be an opportunity to take a place back.
I know I can pass him. It's just I didn't want to risk damaging the car. If you lose downforce, that's a wrap. Like, all of the cornering and everything that your car can do, it just goes out of the window. So you definitely want to protect your aero. The front wings. The rear isn't so important, it's the front that matters. Nope. It was too early to try to go for a turn like that. And I should have stayed behind him. Because the problem is, you go for something that isn't really there, you have to back off, and then you lose, you know, that opportunity, at least for the next couple of seconds. So the front crew just pitted, and that's why we're all in, like, the front now. So I'm in 6th place, and I was in 17th. Just to put it in perspective, you know. All right. So McLaren, both McLarens are ahead of us. But they're a ways down in the Constructors' Championship, so if they finish ahead of me, it's not going to be the end of the world. I just don't want any Mercedes in front of me. And I know there has to be at least one in front of me. Going for it. Alright, I got a warning for that. You're not supposed to pass on the outside, but Norris was not letting me by. So I went for it.
DRS is now online.
Alright, we got DRS, so that's good. DRS is basically drag reduction system. It sounds really fancy, but all it is you see the giant flaps on the back of each car. It just goes down like that, and it opens up and allows more air through, which lets you accelerate faster and higher speeds. So I'm not going to try to overtake in this corner because it's a really tight corner, but I'm going to go for it now. There it is. Got him. Alright, we are in 4th place. I've got Ricardo and Gasly in front of me, which is the AlphaTauri and the Renault. 206. Oh no, he's going for an overtake. Alright, I might have to seat this. Yeah, I'm going to seat it. He got me with DRS. Wasn't anything I could do. But the good news is at least we're closer to the front of the pack.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And I am 5 laps plus 1.3. So I think I'm just going to ride this fuel mix all the way to the end. I think I have enough fuel to do it. Alright, and try passing from the outside. No, I didn't have it. Alright, now I have DRS and overtake. Oh, I almost had it, but I couldn't brake fast enough. Alright, I'm gonna let my overtake. Front wing damage, front wing damage.
Alright, so we've been looking at the damage, and we think you should be okay to continue. It'll cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race.
Yeah, it's a love tap. We can live with that. We can live with that. I'm not gonna have as much high-speed maneuvering or grip. Alright, we made a little contact, but I'm through. Alright, gonna chase down Ricardo. Gonna go flat out now. And I'm below 1 lap of surplus fuel. So I'm gonna need to make this happen in like the next 2 laps, or I'm gonna have to drop down to medium. Or standard.
Gap to car in front is 4.7 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Alright, I should be good. Fuel mix 3. I should be good. The race is almost over. But that also means the cars in front of me, they're not pitting. And I am not going to pass Max Verstappen in 2 laps. It's just not happening. He's like more than 5 seconds ahead of me. Unless he crashes or something, it's not happening. And if Verstappen is in second, then I can only imagine that like Hamilton is in first, which is again a double whammy. Hey, thanks for the follow, Russ Pro. Happy to have you. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Formula One's on a summer break right now, so I'm trying to get my my racing fix. Yeah, lap 27. At this point, I'm not going to try to do anything overtly risky. If I see an opportunity, I'll pounce on it. But I think I've won all the battles that I can win today. I'm not going to get on the podium. So that hurts. No podium finish. But at the same time...
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Yeah. And I may as well. I'm putting more wear and tear on my engine for no reason. 'Cause I'm not going to catch these guys, not in 2 laps. I would probably need another 10 laps at this rate to actually catch him. But I'll save the surprise. I won't spoil myself. Because I could ask the race engineer to tell me, like, who's leading the race. Because I don't know. I don't have any idea who's leading the race. But, this race, as far as statistics are concerned, was a disaster. I started pole and I finished 4th. That's not good. It's not good.
This is your final lap.
And I lost my teammate. So, Constructors' Championship is going to be a uphill battle. Of course,
Only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
the worst possible thing that could happen is my car breaks down. That's the worst possible thing that could happen. In which case, it's just GG's all around. It's just they're so far ahead because normally the soft compound tires, you know, you can chase down just about anyone, but you need time. And these are about done. Like once you get over 50% usage, the performance starts falling off.
The car ahead is 6.7 seconds.
So yeah, I'm slower than they are, and they're on mediums. So it just puts it in perspective. The softs can do a lot of work, but they can't do it for a long period of time. And mediums, they don't do as well. Oh, Pierre Gasly won. Okay. That's a relief, actually. That's a relief. That's a relief. That made me feel a lot better.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
No podium, but you know what? All things considered, I'll take it. We got points. We got points. That's what, you know, that's what matters.
A hard-fought win today then, after a very difficult race. And, talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for
Edgy, what's good, homie? How you doing, man?
The race, didn't it?
Welcome to the stream.
Exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And it's time now for the podium celebrations, and how well deserved is this one?
I'm not mad though. I like Gasly, like Ricardo, like Verstappen.
AlphaTauri are your winners here today.
And AlphaTauri, you know, they're never on the podium, man. Like this is, you know, good for him. Good for here. I'm doing good, man. I went to the cat shelter today. I'm getting 2 cats next week. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Cruising for pussy, I see. I like it. Yeah, I've got a cat myself, a calico. Her name is Freya. Bart and Lisa. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Bart and Lisa. I like it.
Let's see how the driver
Respect.
standings have changed. After that excellent result, Pierre Gasly is the new points leader in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. The current championship leaders still hold top spot, but that gap is getting smaller. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Alright, so I'm ahead of Hamilton, and Gasly's the new leader. But Gasly, I do not think is going to be able to hold on to that #1 spot. Not if I have anything to say about it, and not if Mercedes has anything to say about it. And again, you can't count out Red Bull. They're pretty strong this season. But 2021 season, they are on fire. Like, they're great. So where did the Mercedes? Yeah, I finished ahead of both Mercedes, but again, we didn't get any points from Russell, so that hurts. So AlphaTauri is now ahead of us. We were in second, but the gap is only like 3 points, so it's not the end of the world. And we're within 5 points of Constructors' Championship with Mercedes. So while this could have been the race to like put us ahead, it's still the beginning of the season. So I'm playing Ni no Kuni 2 a lot now. It's really fucking good. There's so many sick mechanics on top of the normal combat system, like guiding your army, making Castle Town is really fun. I'm playing Expert because I heard it was really easy. So yeah, I'm comfortable with the difficulty now. Any easier than game would be a snooze fest. Yeah, some games can't be played on an easier difficulty for sure. Like, it just kind of sucks the fun out. And they have a rival system, and I just kind of like went down the list and picked different high performance drivers just to see how that pans out. But let's see how much they're taking out of paycheck. We lost two sponsor bonuses. Okay, well, his part was relatively cheap. It's only $10,500. My wing damage, which didn't put me out of the race, was $10,000. So like, that's a drop in the bucket. For the amount of money that we made that race, that's nothing. But it sucks that such a cheap part, you know what I mean, like took him out of the race. That's the most frustrating thing. Alright. Let's renew our sponsors. They're good sponsors. I don't want to do anything different. Let's see. Do sponsor advertisement. That way we can raise more acclaim and cash. There's the invitational on the 10th. Let's see. GeForce training. Yeah, we want to invest in that. Make Russell as good as possible. To be fair, playing highest difficulty sometimes changes the game, not actually force you to fully get the game mechanics and not half-ass it. Yeah, honestly, you can make that argument with most games. Some games, the hardest difficulty is lazy, like shooting games, for example. A lot of shooting games will just give the enemies more health, and the AI won't behave any differently. So it's just more of, okay, now I have to do more of the same thing to kill an enemy. Whereas games like Halo, right, the harder difficulty gives enemies more health, and the AI behaves differently. The AI is more aggressive, things like that. So you really do have to master the mechanics to get through heroic, to get through legendary. And to me, a hard mode should be something that forces the player to master the game's mechanics, as opposed to something that's just difficult for the sake of being difficult, right? Like Resident Evil 5's professional difficulty was you had to like pretty much master the mechanics to like get through that. But then Resident Evil 6 No Hope mode was just stupid. I mean, and I beat it. I beat it with my brother, but like I did not enjoy that at all. I came out on the other side of it hating myself, and it was not a good experience. And I would not recommend anyone do that to themselves, because at the end of the day, games are meant to be enjoyed. If you're not having fun playing a game, what are you doing? You should go study, get a degree or something, you know. Exactly, the mechanics in Ni no Kuni encourages pressing triangle to heavy attack every time. You can do that for the start, but now the AI actually, it hits during your combos, and that's not an option. Yeah, exactly. Like they interrupt you, so it's like okay. And again, like if you're playing fighting games, long, lengthy combos are not good in fighting games. If you're playing against hard AI, or you're playing against the human player that knows what they're doing, you don't want to rely on combos as much. You want to rely on more links and smart footsies and pokes. Like that's kind of how you play on a higher level. And you only do combos when they're safe. But rookie players will just whip combos out, and they don't wait for the confirms, and they just get punished, man. Like they get interrupted, they get punished, and it's just brutal. Exactly why I stopped our Oddworld Soulstorm. I wasn't enjoying the gameplay at all. I was super bored, so I just stopped on level 3. Yep, exactly. Like if you're not, it's okay. It's okay to spend money on a game and not enjoy it. You know, there's a lot of games I've played that I've stopped playing because I didn't enjoy them, or I enjoyed them, but there were other games that I enjoyed more. You know, we have a finite amount of time on this earth, even more finite amount of time to play video games. So you gotta maximize on the time that you do have to play video games. You should be having fun. You should always be having fun. And sometimes being frustrated is half the fun. You know, like what just happened in this race. This was not good, but you know, it added a challenge and it added drama to an otherwise, you know, oh, I got in first place without even trying. My teammate got in second place without even trying, and we got points, and we're going to go to the next race and do the same thing. This is so much more interesting, right? Cars breaking down, you know, shit happening mid-race. Like, it's the drama, you know? It's like watching a TV show that has no plot twist. You know, if there's no plot twist, it's like, okay, I pretty much can predict the ending. But you know, it's always nice when the writers like kill a character you didn't expect, kind of like flip things around on you, and it's like, wait, what? I got the game for free as well, Humeyo. PS Plus. I wouldn't have gone on my way to buy it, so yeah, it was worth a shot trying it. True, yeah, PS Plus is definitely worth. Definitely worth. Let me see here. Wow, we're sitting on a lot of R&D points. Let's go to the skill tree. Arrow. You know what? Let's look at tires real quick. Even though I really shouldn't be investing in these, I should be going back into reliability. But I haven't had any problems, and I can't. And I'm only assuming that was the case with Russell. If it were a crash, it'd be a lot more expensive. So it had to have been a part that just failed on this vehicle. But we've got pretty much like most of this tree maxed out, and we haven't had any issues with our internal combustion engine. So let's go ahead. We will invest in this tech at least. Maybe it was just a minor electrical system that failed in his case, and that's why he couldn't finish the race. So yeah, it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. All right, let's go with some weight reduction here. We didn't really focus on tires as much. Again, I focused on durability and powertrain. And durability and powertrain got me championships. So, you know, some people may have won aero chassis, which is also good as well. But I feel like if your car can't finish the race, then it's pointless. And then, of course, if your engine can't give you the juice, it's also pointless, especially when you're trying to overtake. So, to me, these were the most important things to invest in. And then chassis and aero, not so important. But also, you can make the argument. You can say, well, chassis is how the powertrain puts the power down on the road, so chassis is super important. But that's your racing team. You do it your way. I do it my way, and you know, just meet in the middle. because you do it's a trade. You can't go after everything at once. You can't invest in everything at once because you only have so many points that you get between races. All right, so we've got durability and 2 chassis parts coming in, and if we look at our tech here, we're still behind Mercedes just by a little smidge. Oh yeah, one game I didn't expect to enjoy was Bugsnax. Yeah, I still need to play Bugsnax actually. I have it. I just haven't played it yet. And I also want to play Concrete Genie. That game looks pretty. All right. So let's go ahead. Advance time. I think we did all of the.
Our new parts have been completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
All right. So invitationals are optional. You don't really have to do invitationals. I do invitationals because they give you money, and we need money. Anyways, I gotta eat some chicken while doing Dark Knight Rises. Watch Party with friends on Discord. Quite excited for it. We've watched Batman Begins and Dark Knight, so hype. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. All right, take care, Edgy. You know, enjoy. Just reading that made me hungry.
Direct impact on the Formula One World Championship. You better believe that with their reputations on the line, the drivers down there are still hungry to show that they've got what it takes to get a win.
All right, so this is a classic, little classic Williams. And this is all gas power. There's no overtake button. And we're in Belgium, Spa. Which is one of my favorite tracks, actually. I really enjoy this this course. I think it's great. Alright, that was risky. I almost ate it, trying to pass on the outside. It just Spa comes at you so quick, like, and again, that's like why I love this course so much, because it's a really high-speed track, a lot of breathing room. It's also really pretty, too, like, just, where it's located. Very, very pretty track. Nope, I'm passing. I'm passing. Gotta let me by. Alright, I got a minute and 45 seconds to pass these two people. This should be doable. I'm confident, actually. I think I can do it. Yeah, it just wasn't a good place to pass. Alright, let's try passing on the outside. Hammer down. Alright, we're through. So now I just have to hold first place for 35 seconds. So basically, don't spin out, don't do anything stupid. Gotcha. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, that's cool. So got 1,000 acclaim and 150 grand from that. That's gonna go right into the team offers. And we should be able to upgrade one of our facilities now. But I also have to think about contracts too, because I want to keep Russell. You know, what happened to him wasn't his fault, and he's been performing really, really well, so I'm not cutting him. Done nothing but make this team stronger. So if we look at contracts, his contract expires in 86 days on the 6th of July. And it is April 11th. So, you know, it'll be here before we know it, and then at that point we'll negotiate. So, his market value is about 9.32 million. So I don't want to spend below 10 million, basically. But if we want to upgrade our facilities, that's going to put us in the red for sure. And we want to invest in resource points generation so we can hit those R&D targets a lot quicker. But personnel, we maxed out. And we also maxed out durability because that's what we pride ourselves on, cars being able to finish. But even with a maxed out facility, we still had a failure, but it's rare. It's rare. It happens. Push the car hard. Even the most reliable cars will break down on you, shut down. Alright. Cool. Okay, that went through.
We've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Alright, so we're going to go to the next race weekend, but I'm actually not going to do it. I'm going to switch games. I think what I want to do is I want to end stream with a little flight simulator. I think that's a good idea. I try to do 3-hour streams. But yeah, that was fun. I love Formula 1. It's a great sport. Codemasters, I've been with them since forever. Like going back to Xbox 360 days. They're a great racing game dev. They do the Dirt series and Formula 1, and They're great. So yeah, let's go ahead. Switch things up here and see. I need an intermission screen. Is what I need. All right, we'll go ahead, get this booted up. Flight Simulator takes a little while to boot, even though it's on an SSD. It's not the best optimized of games, and it also has like the worst launcher known to man because it throttles your download speed. Like I literally spent a week trying to download the game. Stupid. Oh, so sore. Alright, I'm gonna run to the bathroom while this loads up. Be right back, guys. All right. So, Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is like one of my comfort games. Like, you know, I enjoy Formula One and like those intense competitive games, this is a game that I play to wind down. I will sometimes play this game before bed. It just relaxes me. Just being in the sky and just seeing everything rendered beautifully is great. It's great. So yeah, let's see here. Where is my? Yeah, this is what I wanted to pull up. So I've done 15 hours of flights combined. I've been in the sky for 15 hours. I've started playing this game regularly recently, so I expect that number to go up quite a bit. But yeah, if you just turn off all of your assists, turn off all of the damage things and sim things, you can do stupid things and get away with it. And that's how I like to fly. Because, you know, there's just certain things that you wouldn't do in a real plane. Because it'll literally disintegrate in the air if you don't respect the wind. But yeah, 2 million kilometers? Wow, 2 million kilometers. That's hardcore. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone right now. A converter to miles. AM to miles. Thank you. All right, and I have 2,684,000. 2,684,105.5. And that is 1,667,825 miles. Okay, so to put that in perspective, the Earth's maximum circumference is 40,075 kilometers. And I've flown 2.6 million kilometers. Like, that just can't be right. Like, well, can you fly around the world in 15 hours? I think you can. Like, the longest flights, like, to go from here to Tokyo would be like 16 hours. But that's going in one direction. I'm not sure. I'm actually curious about that. But I mean, you know, this is what the numbers say, so you know, it's of course you divide by 1,000 to get that number. Pull out my calculator. Okay, so yeah, it's 2,684 kilometers. Thank God, because I'm like, wait, those numbers just don't make sense. Some high Earth orbit planes can be up there for a very, very long time. True. Yes, and I know they're like currently researching ways to like make that commercial. Because yeah, you can really take advantage of gravity and the parabola. The parabolic effect of gravity, and save a lot of fuel that way. So like the ISS, like that's what orbit is. Orbit is a permanent state of falling. You know, we kind of think of orbit as you being affixed to gravity at a certain point, and you're just being spun around in a circle. Like if I were to grab a string and a ball and just spin in circles, like that's the equivalent, but that's not quite what orbit is. That's just being on Earth. Like, just me sitting in this chair is an example of that. Whereas orbit is you're constantly falling and the Earth is catching you, and you're going in this ovular trajectory around the planet. The longest non-stop commercial flight in the world is scheduled at 17 hours and 50 minutes, 15,000 kilometers. Wow. Okay. Do you know the point A to B on that? 'Cause that's intense. Like, I couldn't imagine sitting in a flight for 17 hours straight. Like, I would just like bleh. Like, just drop me off at any airport. Let me just stretch my legs. I don't like people enough to want to do that. Just be stuck in a flight. So we're gonna turn off live mode. The reason why is the game sometimes crashes when you zoom in on live mode, because like it tries to like load in real-time weather and it crashes. So I turn it off and then I can just do what I want. Let's go to Ibiza. Let's go there, because like I was just looking at a Twitch stream earlier and some girl was in Ibiza, and I'm like, you know what? I've heard great things about this island. It's a party island. It's like where a lot of really rich people go to like bathe in the sun and stuff. So yeah. It's currently 10:02 p.m. right now, but we can fix that. We can bring the sun out, but we need to find a good one. Singapore to New York City. Oh wow. Okay, so that's like a legit flight from Singapore to New York City. Whew. That's literally on the other side of the world. That's crazy. Community goal to get you to do that flight one day? You know what? You know what? I like the way you think. I like the way you think. Yeah, that might be something that I actually want to do. I'm gonna need to spend time, because there's only one plane that I think can do it. But even this has an endurance of 16 hours. So I would have to, I don't know if I can do it. It's a non-stop commercial flight. That means there's no stop. So if I were to do that, then I'd fail. There's no way I could do it. It's like, this is the longest going plane I have in my collection, and this only can make it 16 hours. But it is still something to consider. Like, either Microsoft has a plane that I can buy that can do the 17 hours. Do you know which flight or which plane they use? Like, is it an Airbus, a Boeing? I mean, I'm sure it's probably up to the airliner. There's got to be something that can do it, because I mean, they wouldn't have that as a regular flight that you can take from Singapore to NYC. It might be easier if we knew which airliner did it. So, okay, 16-hour flight from Los Angeles to Dubai using 737 flights. Okay, now that's something we can do. From Los Angeles to Dubai, yes, that's something we can do. So yeah, I will consider that. I will consider that. And I'm planning on going on vacation at the end of the year, so I might do that. Yeah, just schedule it and say, hey, community goal. We'll do a 16-hour flight from Los Angeles to Dubai. That would be dope. That would be dope. I like the way you think, Linton. I like the way you think. Yeah. And like the neat thing, and I don't know how familiar you are with this game, but I can actually show you once I get in the sky. I think, let's see. Yeah, we're just going for a sightseeing tour around Ibiza, so I'm gonna just take my favorite sightseeing plane. This thing has like no endurance. That would be such a long stream, lol. Yes, that would be a long stream. Holy shit, that would be a long stream. And like I would literally have to like factor in food and all of that. And since I wouldn't have a co-pilot, that's what would make it really challenging, right? Because I would have to like eat and use the bathroom and stuff while keeping the plane in the air. But it is doable. It is doable. The only challenge is fuel, right? Because sometimes your plane will go off course and you have to recorrect it. I mean, of course, I could
JMB Aviation 8 Bravo India Tango ready for straight
have
out
my
departure
virtual
at runway
co-pilot take
24.
over during those sessions, but yeah, I'd have to plan it out. It'd be fun though. Like, it would be pretty awesome.
Wind 270 at tree. Straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 24. Cleared for takeoff runway 24 JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango.
Alright, so I was able to name my plane. My plane is named 8-bit, 8 Bravo India Tango. Whenever you hear that, that's me talking to air traffic control. Gonna release parking brake, go full throttle. But what makes it easier is that you can keep these planes at least in the sky. That part's easier. It's just keeping them on course is the hard part. Mumbai, Miami, and the PMDG 77LR. Ooh, I like that one. From Mumbai to Miami. I like that one. That would be a fun flight. Yeah, that would be a fun flight. We'll call it the M&M run. From Mumbai to Miami. So, basically, and I can go ahead and manipulate the map here. I don't know. I would need to like turn these dials. So that was like the inner left lock.
JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
So yeah, you can like in real time interact with everything. We're gonna go ahead and acknowledge frequency
Ibiza Tower
change.
JMB Aviation 8 Bravo India Tango frequency change.
Ibiza Airport Information Golf 1800 Zulu. Line 270 entry. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 13. Altimeter 29er.9er2. ILS X-ray runway 24 in use. Landing and departing runway 24. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back home short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have golf. Ibiza Airport Information Golf 1800 Zulu. Line 270 entry. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 13. Altimeter 29er.9er2. ILS X-ray runway 24 in use. Landing and departing runway 24. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back home short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have golf. Ibiza Airport Information Golf 1800 Zulu. Line 2.
Alright. So it's nice listening to that because like you get like a real-time weather forecast. But we can manipulate the weather at any time. So this island was the scene of a video game. Test Drive Unlimited 2 had Hawaii and Ibiza as the two locations that you would race in, and I fell in love with this island. And as I learned more about it, I learned that it is it's a party island. People come here to party. People come here from all over the world to party. There's like really exclusive nightclubs and bars. And if you're a young hot girl and you can make it to Ibiza, this is the place you want to be. If you're a rich guy, this is the place you want to be. This place is lit. Monaco is super bougie, so I wouldn't actually go to Monaco unless you're like, you know, famous and rich. But yeah, this island is famous for just the culture, the nightlife, and it's right off the coast of Spain. It's your little slice of Eden, far away from everyone or everything. So the neat thing about just how planes are designed, the faster you go, the more they want to pull up. That's just how they're naturally built. And that act of pulling up slows you down. So if you look at my speedometer here, there's green, yellow, and then red. Red is overspeed territory. If you're in red, that means that your plane is going to begin to disintegrate, that you're going so fast that you're doing damage to the plane's frame. And so, of course, planes that have a lower threshold of speed have a lower threshold to hit overspeed as well. And if you're flying in real life, you have to understand that and respect that. So you don't find yourself dead or in bits. But yeah, in the 18 hours that I've played this game, I've pretty much been, let's see, I've flown to Tokyo, Jeju City, Berlin, Paris, London. How low can you go? Can you fit in between two buildings? Yes, you can land anywhere you want, so I can show you, actually. And that's the neat thing about this game. If you turn off like all of the sim stuff, it literally just becomes like a sandbox. So I can land just about anywhere I want, and since I know how to use this little I forgot the name of it, but it's basically a feature that allows you to set your plane wherever you want. But yeah, we can land here. Oh, crashed. But that's okay because I can fix that. So I'm on the ground. Of course, takeoff would be difficult, but you just hit Y key and then you can just move your plane like wherever you want. And then you can control altitude as well. So yeah, including direction, like you want to start upside down, right side up. So there's a lot of cool things that Omega load. Yeah. Yep, I legit crashed. Like, oop, I crashed. Yep, I died. Oops. But yeah, that's the neat thing. We're gonna try it again, Lindsay. We're gonna try it again. I might crash again though. I'm not going fast enough to pull off this maneuver. Alright, landing gear. Because you're gonna need like at least a kilometer to like properly slow down. And that's the tricky thing about putting a plane down. Can I land in water? I never tried landing in water. I don't know if water is treated as a solid in this game. I think it is. Like it looks watery, but it's not really watery. But we're gonna find out though. We're gonna find out. Because if it's solid, then I have just the world's largest runway. Alright, we're going down. Oh, we don't want to crash into it. Okay, no, I am actually sinking. It's not solid. But there's certain planes that you can land on the water with. So yeah, let's go ahead and put some juice in. Oh no! Oh. Well, you know, that's that's unfortunate. Looks solid to me. Yeah, it's pretty solid, man. It's pretty solid. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, I should be like at the bottom of the ocean right now, because we're pretty far out. Okay. No, it actually is deeper. That was just the landing gear. Yeah. So it's actually pretty shallow, at least out here. I don't know how realistic that is. But the downside to it is, of course, we can't gain any speed. So we'll just get out of the water. Climb up to here. Ah. That's supposed to start you off at speed. That's what's supposed to happen. But if I gain enough altitude, I'll be fine. Yeah, that should be enough. So, like in sim mode, I would have been forced to the start screen because I would have died. But if you turn off all of those things, you know, it's not an issue. But yeah, you can, again, like if you see it, you can land on it. How well you can land on it is going to depend. Like some of the cities in this game aren't exactly rendered the best. There's like a few cities that they focused on. And you have to download separate packs, like separate DLC packs to get those more rendered cities. Like Tokyo was touched up, New York was touched up, Paris was touched up, London was touched up. But there's a lot of places that you don't even have like landmark names. Like I went to Berlin and there was no names. Like it was the saddest thing. But if you go to one of the cities that have been touched up, you'll see like landmarks and you can fly to them. And like Tokyo is full of them. Tokyo Bay is full of them. And it was pretty nice, like just flying through the city and just looking up different buildings in real time and what they're used for. So this game has a lot of educational potential as well. You know, if you're a parent and you're like, okay, my kid's getting bored of Roblox and Fortnite, what do I get him? Get him Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let him fly to places that they're gonna learn about in geography class. Like this game is great for that purpose. All right, let's cut power and then we're just gonna glide. But I seriously doubt, like this, it's like look how far out we are in the water. But this is a sightseeing plane, this is not a traveling plane. To get to the mainland, you would need a heftier heftier plane. I could probably say like the prettiest place I've flown would be northern Italy, and southern Switzerland, like those places. Like Geneva, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like I flew over the CERN facility, which was arguably the world's largest laboratory. If you count the Large Hadron Collider, it's the world's largest laboratory. Flew over that, and flying into the Alps, that was really nice. I also did a stint in Iceland and flown for a bit there. The Faroe Islands, which is like near Iceland. I haven't gone to Rome yet though. I haven't flown to Rome yet, but I did fly to Florence. Did Florence. Zurich. Flew to Zurich. Did that tour. And yeah, I think those are all the places that I've been so far. And then of course, like my hometown, like, you know, where I grew up, and the Tampa Bay area. I've flown that. Flown to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New York. But I decided to do everything in chunks. So like every time I play this game now, it has to be a location in Europe, and then when I've seen all the places I want to see, then I'm gonna go and do the American tour next. I want to fly over Colorado and fly over Los Angeles, and maybe even find Silicon Valley, you know, Vegas. Like there's a lot of great places to see. Yeah, American homeland. But I can see why this island's so popular. Like, it's pretty big. Like, it's got a lot of size. And it's very pretty. You know, it has that Mediterranean climate. And we're pretty good on fuel. 46%. Might need a little more speed. But we got some random houses here. And I will also say another thing too about this game is it's all AI map. So everything that you see, like all of the buildings, things are like where they're actually located in the real world. Like if you were to actually fly over Ibiza, everything that you see is located correctly. And I can confirm that because, like I said, I flew over my hometown, and even though the buildings weren't labeled, I knew where everything was, and you know, it's because they use like this AI mapping algorithm to pull everything that's like from GOI, I think they use GOI, and just put it in the game. Which is why they have to go back and touch up certain areas, because the AI doesn't do that. It just puts objects where it needs to be. And that's usually the like, could you imagine trying to like render the entire Earth? You know what I mean? Like, the size of the game would be ridiculous, and you would never finish the game. So there has to be automation. Like the buildings look weird. You know what I mean? Like, they don't look high definition at all. Some of them are like sunken into the land, because again, human hands didn't touch this. This was all AI, which I think it did a pretty good job, considering that you have to like render the entire freaking Earth. You know what I mean? Like, if it exists, you can fly on it. Alright, let's play with the weather a little bit. So we're at 8:26 p.m. Is this live? No, it's 11:18 in IRL. 11:18 and clear skies. So flying at night is great. It's not great for like sightseeing because you can't see shit, but the night sky looks very, very beautiful. Microsoft Flight Simulator has a great skybox. And I've got a flashlight on my head because there are no interior lights on this thing, because it's all glass. And then we can crank up the trim just a little bit. And the neat thing about trim is it saves you a lot of headache, because you don't have to constantly readjust your trajectory. It will do it for you. And if you increase the trim high enough, then you start to slow down and you can stall out. So you don't want to abuse the trim. Respect the trim, and it will respect you. So yeah, I literally just put us in the middle of a blizzard, snowstorm, and I have no idea. I can't see. I can't see anything. Just whiteout conditions. So this would never happen unless it was the end of the world, but you know, with climate change, you can't be sure. But yeah, we put a snowstorm under Ibiza. This is like the funniest things that you can do in this game. You know, it's literally like a sandbox. You do all kinds of ridiculous stuff. it's pretty though. And then this is rain. You can see like the little details in the cockpit. You can even hear it. And then of course the clouds. Which the clouds are really well done in this game as well. I mean, they have to be since you're like flying, but
Ibiza Tower JMB Aviation 8 Bravo India Tango is 10 miles northeast 500 feet with Gulf to land. JMB Aviation 8 Bravo India Tango Ibiza Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er to wind 270 and 17. Make straight in runway 24. Make straight in runway 24 JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango.
alright, so I've requested landing, and we're just gonna bring this baby in. I've experimented with like high speed landings and things like that, which you can get away with if you turn off all of the assists, but in the real world, you would never do that. Yeah, in times like this, instrumentation is your friend. Your friend and confidant. Yeah, it's literally just waving a wand. You know, you just wave a wand and boom, the sky is clear. It's like when Jesus calmed the storm and he said, "Peace, be still." You know, same kind of concept. And you can always run live weather if you want. So if it's raining outside of where you live, just do live weather and go.
JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango wind 270 at 7. Cleared to land runway 24. Cleared to land runway 24 JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango.
Yeah, because the weather is so calm, we don't really need to worry about the full landing process because you have to go downwind, crosswind, and then final. And you basically circle around the airport to slow down. And you see this in real life all the time. When we see planes like flying in circles, it's because they're on that pathway. Because the wind isn't cooperating, and that's why I have to go around to like try to slow down. But I don't have to do that this time, which is nice. I can just fly in. I am gonna have to slow down soon though. It's like I'm try to get some altitude first. Then we're gonna throw our flaps up. 15 degrees. And we'll kill the engine. Alright. So at this point, it's just about gliding. Just getting everything just right. But you have to literally do a ton of landings before you can get it right. You know what I mean? Like, I did a good landing before in the Cessna, but most of my landings are pretty awful. But it just makes you respect pilots. Because they have to put in that work and they have to get everything just right. You know, of course, real life is a little different. You know, I'm trying to do this whole thing on a gamepad. I don't have a flight stick. I don't have all those things. So, you know, it is more difficult, for sure. Yeah, it's still a lot of work, a lot of trial and error. But if you read the instruments will take care of you. Worst thing you can do as a pilot is try to eyeball stuff. Yeah, bringing this bad boy in for a landing. Alright, so we're at like max air flaps. And I'm just using the center panel in front of me. Alright, and now we're gonna go just landing configuration flaps.
GMB Aviation Bravo India Tango, turn next taxiway.
Cool. Alright, so the beeping that you just heard was a stall warning. I was landing, so it didn't matter. But if I wasn't landing, that would be bad. Unless I'm high enough in the air that I can correct.
GMB Aviation Bravo India Tango, contact ground on 118.5. 118.5 JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango. Ibiza ground JMB Aviation 8 Bravo India Tango, request taxi to parking.
JMB Aviation 8 Bravo India Tango, taxi to General Aviation Parking using taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking using taxiway Alpha, JMB Aviation Bravo India Tango.
Alright, so it's just a matter of taxiing over. I'm not going to take the long way around, though. Perks of not being in a real world. So my cat's bothering me. She wants food. And I want food. We're both hungry. So I'm cheating. Right, I'm just cutting across the grass. Alright, parking brake down, engine off. And that was our Ibiza flight. And at this point, you just quit once you've landed. Because the game logs it in your logbook. So that's why I go through all of this, so I can get that on my logbook. And if I open up my logbook, boom, there it is. That's our flight. 28 minutes. And the crashes don't show up because I didn't technically crash. That's what I love about it. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm at 3 hours, and I do intend on streaming tomorrow. I think tomorrow is gonna be some Star Citizen. Orson just came out, and I want to get that on stream and show you guys that, because it's awesome. It's really something that you have to see with your own two eyes. So gonna do that. Maybe some more Microsoft Flight Simulator, some more Formula 1, and then yeah, we'll just see where the day takes us. But thank you everyone for coming by. Linted, Edgy, Nowak, Respro, thank you for the follow. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time.